This is Nourine. She is the owner and founder of
co-founder
of PNC&G.
PCNL.
PCNL. That stands for
Platinum Construction and Landscaping. We don't cut grass. We do more hardscaping.
That's like
so
driveways and
pavers,
stuff?
concrete, driveways, and retaining wall block. So no grass cutting, please.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not landscape, but like she's like the architect of your lawn, not like the keeper.
And the
of it.
builder.
And the builder.
But yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's actually more of my passion, the masonry work, outside work. That, kitchen and bathrooms, my top 3 renovation like jobs I like doing.
And she's out there like doing it like with her hands
On. Yeah.
Like,
I'm not just the face of the company, and like I don't just start the like video and then start doing something in front of the video and then stop the video and then stop working. No, I take the video, I'm in already the middle of the work, and then just keep doing the work to finish it.
When did this start?
So we opened up our company, what I would say this is like our 4th year now. But
Oh, sick.
yeah, we have more than 4 years of experience just because we worked under contractors before starting this company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then what inspired the thought? I was like, okay, I have enough knowledge and experience under my belt where I can like fly solo.
Yeah, so this is the story of like how it started. So it was me and my partner. At the time, he was my boyfriend, and he was working for a contract.
Was he now husband?
He's now husband, yeah.
Nice.
And he was working for a contractor. And one day I went to one of his jobs because he also did jobs on the side, like after he was done with this contractor job. So he would renovate whatever on the side. And I went one time just like being curious. And the thing like that I like about him, and the thing that kind of showed me that I even had a passion in construction, is he'll sit down and explain detail to detail about like what he's doing.
Like,
like
he's passionate
yeah,
about
he's
it.
passionate about it. So it was like the perfect person to come across.
So wait, what were you doing pre this?
So actually I was doing my associate's degree in college, and
For?
I had I was actually going to be an FBI agent. I swear to God, I went to college for criminal
I could
justice.
see it. Did you go to military?
No, I was going to be an FBI agent. Everyone who asked me like, oh, what are you going to do after high school? I'm being an FBI agent.
Fed.
Yeah, like it changed. I did like a 360 and it was crazy.
180.
It was like a 360 really. But yeah, whatever. We'll say the 180. But yeah, after that, after that little job, I was just hands-on with him even with that little job. And I started learning more and more and asking more and more questions. And I realized I had a passion for construction that I never knew about. So then after that, one day, I then became a realtor, and he was kind of the only one that supported me because I'm kind of the black sheep in my family. I'm the one that thinks differently. I'm always doing like the opposite of what they say I should be doing. So
What was like your parents' career path for you? Or were they on board
they
with
wanted
the
me to
Fed?
go to college because the day I told them I'm done with college, I'm going to be a realtor, especially my dad, he was like, oh, Nourine, like you shouldn't do that. You should go to college the traditional way. You know, real estate, you're not getting a salary. You have to earn the commissions. And I'm like, I know, like I've researched before I did this decision, but thank you. And I'm kind of the type to just not take their advice, especially if I already made the decision in my head. So that was that. And then after that, I got married, while still being with like, sorry, that just didn't make sense. After like me becoming a realtor, after a few months, I got married, but I was still doing renovations with my boyfriend before I even got married. And I told him, I was like, quit your job. I was
You
like,
told him to quit his job.
Yeah,
Because you were on track to be a Fed.
well, after being a realtor, I was done with the Fed because I was done
so
with
you're
going
like,
to
I'm
college.
gonna be a boss realtor.
Yeah, literally.
You never have to develop
because
anything
I learned
ever.
that I do not like taking orders. I like being my own boss, and that's like the number one thing about me. And that's why I'm an entrepreneur, realistically. But I told him, I was like, quit your job. I was like, I'm here right by your side. This is also COVID just started. I was like, I just quit college. I'm becoming a realtor. I was like, well, we could grow together. We're doing this together. Like, and I'm helping you with this construction business.
Oh, because he wasn't on his own at that time. He was
still working
someone.
under a contractor.
Got you.
So then I was like, okay, like let's open up the LLC. We looked up everything we had to look up.
Do you want a water?
No, it's okay. Thank
Okay.
you. We looked up everything we had to look up. This is the first time both of us are starting a business from scratch, basically. And he quit his job. I helped him get the license, and then from that day on,
So he has his license too.
we've been partners. Well, construction license.
Oh, he didn't even
Contractor
have his.
license.
Oh.
Yeah, well, because he was working under a contractor. When you work under a contract, you don't need one.
Gotcha.
So then,
Was he like a sub?
well, the one he was working for was a sub, but he
So he
was
was
like
just a
under the
worker.
crew. Exactly. He
Oh.
went from under the crew to becoming our own bosses, basically. So from that day on, we opened up the construction business, and it's been like that ever since.
So you guys would be like GCs essentially.
Yeah, so we're general contractors, so we do almost everything in your house. And if we can't, we sub it out to our trusted subcontractors. We don't just pick anybody on the street.
I would hope not.
Yeah. And also the thing that differentiates us is we are very passionate about construction, so we care about having a quality build. We're not just going to put lipstick on a pig. We're not even going to accept the job if that's what you want us to do, because that just goes against us as a company. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot to
yeah.
unpack here.
Yeah.
I want to break it down like step by step,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So,
fine.
okay, Poem, you're a realtor. You're like, quit your job, babe. I got
Yeah,
us.
literally.
Which
And
is
he-
cool because
yeah.
I can relate because my wife is also my business
Yeah.
partner as well.
I feel like someone needs to push you sometimes.
100%.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like,
and that's the whole thing about being an entrepreneur. Because like I don't
Yeah.
even look at it as realtor. I look at it as entrepreneur.
Yeah.
100%. Right?
Yeah.
Like you're building a business.
yeah.
And it's like jumping off a cliff
Yeah.
and building the plane
Yeah.
on the way down.
You're constantly jumping too until you like get to a steady point, and then you're like climbing up.
But even still, I feel like
You're always gonna go through obstacles.
yeah, and it's like as soon as I get comfortable, I need to drastically change
You need
because
to-
comfort
yeah.
is the death of all growth.
Yeah,
in my
you need to
opinion.
do like 10 different things, like 10 new things to your company to get
Well,
uncomfortable very
I could
fast.
do one and get
Oh,
uncomfortable.
well, I'm just saying, but yeah, you just need to like put yourself under pressure.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
feel
yeah,
that
yeah.
pressure again.
Yeah.
Whether it's like,
because there are different boss levels.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I could say I kind of have that naturally, like that drive. Like, I just always feel like I need to put
See, I
myself under
didn't.
pressure.
So like I always like had a feeling like I was good at whatever I put my mind to, but like what gave me the drive was like knowing that like my then girlfriend, now wife, was pregnant with our first child. You too?
No, I don't have a kid.
Oh, it's just the
Oh,
way you
geez.
agreed. I was like,
I agreed because I've heard my husband say it, and I've heard so many men say it, that having a kid or expecting a kid is like
huge.
It just pushes you to
'Cause it's
like
no
have,
longer about me.
Yeah, it pushes you to have that drive now in business, because now you have more of a purpose in life. Okay, like I need to put food on the table, not just for my wife and me, now for my kid and
just to set a good
school.
example.
Exactly.
I want to be someone that my daughters, because I have two now,
Oh,
they can
wow,
look
congrats.
up to. Thanks. So it's like something that we want them to like look up at us, and
Yeah.
because like when I was I'm not proud of this, but when I was a kid, I would look at adults and then I would be like, every adult was like a superhero, right? And then I hit a certain age and I was like, oh, you're pretty basic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not doing any, like you're receiving like government assistance, like, and you're perfectly fine. You're just
Yeah, you're
faking
just
the
kind of-
paperwork just to
yeah.
get the. And I was like, that's not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, as a parent, like I'm going to go above and beyond
Yeah.
everybody that's around me just to like, and not even like as competition, but like just to prove to myself that I can be an exemplary parent.
Yeah, and that you could do that, especially being a minority. So it does mean a lot.
100%.
I believe that, but I don't want kids. I want to establish my business as big as I can,
Smart.
as much as I want to right now, and then have the kids. You know?
100%. I think the proper way of doing
Yeah.
it, but like,
I
hey,
mean, obviously, like circumstances
happens.
comes exactly, but I even say that like to my husband. I'm like, I'll be your drive. Like, just do what
I'll
we
be
need
your
to do.
drive.
Yeah, like
I'll
just
be your baby. You want someone to cry? I'll cry at you.
Just do what you need to do, and I am here. Like, I thankfully have that work ethic and I have that passion. So, and I think that's what kind of differentiates me also, and that also helps me in the construction world.
Let's talk about work ethic. Let's talk about
Yeah.
passion. Okay, so when you're starting a new business,
Yeah.
And granted, you're coming from like what is
9
it?
to 5 job,
9 to 5 job, college, yeah.
normal life,
Into
traditional.
Right, traditional into now, okay, I'm my own boss. I need to set my own hours. I need to set my own schedule. I need to like do
I
certain
need to
things.
do everything. I need to market. I need to do this. I need to do that.
There's a million things in front of you.
Yeah.
You're doing a little bit of all of them.
Yes.
You realize that one of them is really what's moving the needle, and 80% of the other stuff is not really, is just busy work.
Yeah.
How did you determine at an early age what was your 20% that was going to push you to the next level? Like, what did you focus on?
Well, right now, at least with building the construction business, your best thing is your reputation. So right now, the biggest thing is marketing, getting myself and my partner in front of people, so then they know who the heck is, like, who owns this company and who's the one doing most of the work for us. And then also, when we do get a job and when we do like get the contract signed and we're starting the job, I want the clients to have the best customer service that they can. And I think that's really important because a lot of contractors will talk to clients like what are you talking to me for? Like, I'm just here to do the job. And then like
Really?
the contractor, especially like, sorry guys, but the older guys, they have this like grumpy attitude. I always see it all the time, and it's
Do
just
you think
like,
it comes from a place of privilege? Like, I have a waiting list of clients that are
yeah,
expecting me, so I don't need your work,
I
and
feel
so I'm
like
not going to give
that,
you
and
the.
I feel like a lot of people don't value customer service as they really should, because
That's
we
what
want you
Amazon
to.
did, and look at them.
Yeah, exactly. We want you to be the happiest when you're working with us. We try to communicate our best because also like we might misunderstand you and we want to build you your dream project. Basically, we don't want to leave you unsatisfied, especially when you're paying some good money for whatever project you're doing at that time. I think that's really the biggest thing, like customer satisfaction, and then marketing. I'm not doing so great at it. We are a little bit inconsistent with it. I will say that. I will push more to do videos than my partner, and I feel like that's also like a big like struggle because I you kind of need to like pull the other person to try to do the video with you.
You don't need the other person to do the video
But
with you.
you do if I want both of us to be the face of this company.
Yeah, but like you also can't force people.
Well, you kind of have to force yourself when you own your own business to do stuff. Like you have to force yourself to get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, I think compromise is very important in any
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
I think,
But this is
and
like business relationship.
it's still though.
Yeah.
Like as a business partner, you still need to like two brains trying to solve the same problem are always gonna have some type of conflict.
Oh yeah, we
Right.
run into that all the time, especially with jobs. Especially now because I am 1,000% more knowledgeable than I was when I first started out in construction. I'm always educating myself on new materials coming out and new products we could use. So we're always like going head to head. He's like, no, we should use this product. I'm like, no, but this product is better and it's like better
State your
quality.
case.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going head to head with that, but it's like a friendly
Of course.
negotiation, you could say. But then we end up finding something in the middle. Yeah.
So like the same thing would be with videos. Like you want
Yeah.
to be in 100% of the videos. He wants
Well,
to be
not
in 0.
100. I need
And then
like
he'll be like
50,
a 50.
you know,
Yeah.
but
So then he'll really realistically 25.
he doesn't even like doing that. That's the problem. And it's like, I feel like you just need to push yourself out the comfort zone. Like
Have you understood his why? Like why does he not want to be on
he's
video?
camera shy.
That's it?
But I would say the same thing. Like I'm camera shy.
But there's 3 cameras on you right now.
Exactly. And I'm totally fine because it's all in your head.
This is why I wish he would have came because like
He
so,
would
like,
have seen.
It's funny that you have the approach. It's not funny, but like I appreciate the fact that you take customer service so high, like you put it in high regard in terms of your service. Because at the end of the day, you're in the service industry.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
providing a service for
Exactly.
people. Me too.
Yeah.
Right?
You're working with people and you're giving them a service.
Exactly. And I've seen it from like other people where like they might come in with ego or like not even like I've seen it, but like I've heard other clients say, hey, like other videographers came in and they were like with this attitude, not attitude, but like with
Like
this
the ego,
energy.
yeah. It's the same thing with other contractors. It's just like, it's like you should be like working with me. I should be happy talking to you. Not like I'm talking to like a grumpy attitude.
Yeah, it
whatever.
should. Yeah, because it makes everything go a lot
Yeah.
smoother.
Or some people are like, you have to do this, this, and that. And it's just like not natural when you're just demanding people to do certain things or do it a certain way. You just want them to be themselves. And then if you're just saying like, we're doing this and then that, instead of like flowing naturally, I feel like that plays a big part too.
It's like if I can get you to be your truest genuine self and I can be my truest genuine self, we can create a product that will be its best within itself.
Yeah,
right?
because
And
it's
I'm sure
natural.
it has I just had a conversation with someone earlier, and he was talking about flow, and he was a graphic designer, and it didn't flow, and then he found photography, and it just flowed.
Yeah, that's like me in construction.
Yeah,
like it just flows. Like it's my passion. It's what I know I should be doing, even though
so wait, how long have you had PSE&G for?
PCNL.
PCNL?
Like I said, this is going to be our 4th year in business.
4th year in business. Yes. Okay. And then how did growing it look like? Like, did you just have a bunch of clients right off the bat as soon as you guys started?
Oh my God.
What did that look like?
It did not.
Talk to me, because I can relate.
Yeah,
We have our own rough.
I think with any business, really, you could relate, but it did not start like that at all, even though you wish it would, but it did not. It started with a handful of clients, because realistically, this started out as a cutting grass, doing shrubs, as
Really?
the landscaping part.
Got it.
Yeah, but it was also construction, but that landscaping part was actually there. Yeah. And people would be like, oh, can you cut my grass? And then after you get onto people's front yards and now it's time to pay, you then give your other services, like, oh, we're actually general contractors, locally based.
So you just upsell them after.
Yeah, you would upsell yourself. You just have to get in front of the people, and I think that was the most important thing, and that's why I did it.
Marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's better than door knocking. I don't like door knocking. I don't like cold calling, just because I don't like when somebody calls me, and I don't like when somebody knocks on the door and kind of bothers me, even though that's their job. And I like getting into someone's face without kind of forcing it. So that was one big way where we did that. And then it was that, and then it was marketing. I posted a lot of our projects and people were impressed, and we'd get a lot of calls. And then
on social.
Yeah. And then after that, basically just referrals. People would, PCNL is amazing. Sam and Nourine are amazing. Even though I don't get so much credit in projects, even though clients will watch me bust my butt during that project, and I get no credit.
Who gets the praise? Your husband?
Yeah. They're always like, oh my God, Sam and their team did an amazing job. And I'm like, well, thank you.
That's hilarious.
And I still get it till this day. Even my family, my mom and dad.
It's like, Sam, you did such a great job.
Yeah, literally.
My
mom and dad will literally be like, oh, his name is Hassam. They're like, oh, Hassam, what do you think about
Hassam.
this? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's but we call him Sam, because it's easier for everyone.
It ends with an M?
Yeah, so it's Hassam.
I used to go to school with a kid named Hassan. So
in English, they say Hassam.
Because
you can't say the H.
Hassan.
Yeah, his name is HOSSAM.
Oh,
Hassam.
interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're both Arab names.
I like it.
Yeah, different. But Sam is easier for clients, so it just get
Sam.
catch on easier, just like PCNL.
Yeah, PCNG.
Yeah. But even my mom and dad, they're like, oh, can you ask Hassam about this? Or, oh, Hassam, what do you think if we do this in a renovation? Oh, my friend wanted something, Hassam. Can you actually come to their house? And I'm like, I'm right here. I own half of this company and I do all the work. Well, not all the work. I'm sorry. I do half of the work just as much as him. I was like, I will go out to that consultation myself. In the beginning, it really bothered me because it's something to get used to. I'm very used to it now. I'm very nonchalant about it. I will have Sam take all the credit just because I know what I'm doing at the end of the day. But in the beginning, it is hard. And I think it's something a lot of women struggle, a lot of business women struggle with in this industry, especially because it's male dominated. So it's not a surprise. But, I would like some credit here and there. I do get it from people that reach out to me, people that are personal friends to me. They'll give me the credit. But if it's a random person, I will not get credit, especially a lot of guys and ladies, especially the older generation. They just look at me like I'm just standing there next to my husband or the crew, not supposed to be there. But,
You get that too?
Yeah, you get devalued. Or I hate when somebody asks me oh, I'm like, yeah, I own a construction company. And they're like, oh, by yourself? I'm like, no, with my husband. And sometimes I don't even want to say that because then they're like, oh, okay, makes sense. then I'm like, sometimes I just want to say, like, what do you mean it makes sense? Like, why do I have to have a male partner?
I think I asked you that. Oh
You
my God.
know?
Now I'm like questioning myself.
Why
Did
do I have to have a male partner to like even open up a construction company? But it's something I deal with on a daily basis, and it's something like that doesn't bother me anymore. But in the beginning, it did a lot, like a lot.
That's so interesting. I mean, I can't relate, obviously, but
Yeah, I think it's that too. Yeah, I think it's that. It's just like, but once I was at your house and I did the demo work and I like did the whole bathroom remodel with you, like you'd give me like
some
some
type of
like
credit. Yeah.
applause or something. But I
Thank
mean,
you at
yeah, I
least.
don't look for it. I mean, anymore. Like, but it always happens, especially with my family. Or even when I first started, my dad was like, Nourine, like, what are you doing construction for? Like, you're going to get dirty in your hands and your body. I'm like, well, this is what I like and this is my passion. So I'm going to do it. But thank you. Like, it was just, everyone was like against me doing it. But I do it and I love it.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. I think anyone that finds their passion and can do it like
They should
with their
do it.
heart, just do
Yeah,
it.
I feel like you should do your passion no matter gender, age, no matter anything. You just do what you love, honestly. At
Yeah,
the
and
end of
then
the day,
learn. If you don't if you don't
exactly.
know
And
it, you'll learn.
yeah, you need to be a student every single day and what your passion is. Because if you're not, somebody else is going to outwork you or outdo you in some way.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
Okay,
that's
I like this. Okay. This is good. So, something that because I work with a lot of like contractors and stuff and
Okay.
developers. So like this is a big topic, and I always ask all of them, and they all like look at me like, dude, there's no right way.
Yeah.
But how did you learn how to price projects?
Oh, yeah, there is no right way. It's literally trial and error.
Like, did you guys get burned
Oh,
on
in
some
the
pretty bad
beginning,
projects? Yeah.
in the beginning, yes. On our first bathroom, we did. We 1,000% got burned, and we had to eat it. I
Out of
mean,
pocket.
yeah, we had to.
How much?
Out of
Can
pocket.
I hear? Can I
I really don't remember,
like 5
just
G's?
because it was
Less?
probably, but yeah, you get burned and you learn very quickly. But now we're at a point where you've done so many projects and you've educated yourself so much where you know exactly all the material you need, you know exactly how much of it you need, and you're going to price it down to the you're going to price it down. Like you're going to not miss any material. And also, we as contractors, we add 10% on top of your material list,
Yeah.
just in case
A buffer.
you want to add something extra. Instead of adding the price to you, we're just like, oh, don't worry about it, like we could do it, or we'll add the 10% just because you never know what's going to happen, especially when working on an old house. That's also another thing. People kind of get mad at like when you start a project and then like you need to add some cost, and it's like, well, I can't know what's behind your sheetrock or plaster until I demo it. Like, yeah, sure, I can account for as much as I can, but you also don't want me adding like $10,000 for no reason to the price before I know if I'm even going to run into something. But there are some contractors actually that will quote out a job for like the $20,000 less than us or like any quality contractor. They'll get the job just because they were $20,000 less. And then after like demoing, after they're stuck with this contractor, they're like, oh, it's going to be 20,000 or 30,000 more. We're going to need the cash before doing anything else. And you're kind of screwed because whatever you're doing is demoed all down, especially if
can't,
it's
like,
your
fire them?
bathroom. Huh?
You can't fire them and get your money back.
You could fire them, but you're not getting your money back, especially if you just gave them a deposit.
But like, so like that's the thing, right? It's like you have to, especially like if you're working with banks and they do it like on a tiered system where like they'll give you some.
Well, that's like the 203K loan.
Well, not just that,
Like
but like
loans.
but like even still, like was it what would you do? What'd you do in Baltimore? What type of loan with that was just a person, not a personal loan, but that was like what type of loan was that for Baltimore when you got
Or like HUD.
maybe.
Was it a government loan? Oh, okay. Never
But
mind.
like in any case,
Okay.
like it's like okay, you have 100% of the total cost, and then they'll
Yeah.
give you like 10,000 first to get this. And
Yeah.
then once you hit check marks, you take pictures, you send it to the bank, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, can't you put those safety nets in place to not get burn?
So not if you're just using your own money, because a lot of people use
But
their
like
own
I
money.
can't like set it up with you where I'm like, hey, Nourine, so like we'll do all demo. I know you charge us 30,000, but can we do like 5,000?
Oh,
You open the
like,
walls, and then
yeah.
after you open the walls, then we give
So
you
that's
another.
even how our quote goes. We usually have payment, like
Mm.
installments, we'll call them. And it's like after this, like after demo, we need more money. After this, we need more money. But some contractors I've seen like ask for half up front, and the people that have the money will give them
Do
half
it,
up
and then
front, and
just
then
get
they get screwed. And which sucks because now everyone is kind of eerie about like hiring a contractor because they got in screwed so many times they think they're gonna get screwed again with you, and it's like, I'm not that type of contractor. I'm sorry you experienced that.
It's like a mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a bad mechanic.
It's so crazy that industry has gotten such a bad, well, like a
Rep.
certain amount of it got such a bad rep. Yeah.
Well, especially with like females, I feel like it got in a lot of bad reps.
You think it was like
I
females tarnishing the name of other females?
No, I feel like when a female goes to take her car to a mechanic, and I've seen this a
Oh,
lot,
they'll try to take
they will
advantage,
try to take
100%.
advantage. And then now females are telling other females, and they're like, yeah, don't go get screwed. Like, you need a guy with you. Like, this is like kind of the same thing with my industry. Like the females
Yeah,
can
like the
get
single mom that needs
downplayed
a
or
house
whatever.
renovated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I feel like also a lot of clients kind of get some like safety feeling when they see me at
Another female.
consultations. Yeah, because it's not just a guy. It's like a guy and a girl,
It plays a
and
huge
we're
role.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah, it plays a huge role. Like, you could kind of feel safe
I
with
think
us.
the unity too is huge.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're in this together.
Yeah, like we're
it's-
growing our business and our life together at this point because it's our company.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you kind of like, you stumbled, you kind of found your footing, you learned how to price properly.
Oh,
You
yeah.
learned that was your social media the main lead source for new clientele? Besides word of mouth, obviously.
For a while, yes. But like I said, I haven't been posting consistently, so I'm not getting as many.
So you've noticed a correlation between
Oh,
how
yeah.
much you post versus how little you post and the amount of clients you
Yeah,
get.
100%. And that's why even when I don't do a post or reel, I will always be on my story with my face, educating you on something with construction, and I just get leads from that because it's
I
like,
just saw something recent. You were like, what is wrong with this deck?
yeah,
And it was
and
like,
it's-
nobody
and then
put screws in it or something.
And like people like that because now I'm
I liked
credible.
it.
Now I'm credible. Like,
I didn't answer it. The only reason I didn't answer is because I didn't know the answer.
It's fine.
So I was like, you know what?
It's fine. But now people trust me. They're like, oh, this girl actually knows what she's talking about. You know, this female knows what she's talking about. Let me contact her and see if our company could come out. And we do offer free consultations. So, like, I mean, if you don't do the job, you're not losing anything. Realistically, we're just losing our time, but that's about it. Like, and we're fine with that because we also want to gain that trust first. So it's either through videos or through just the free consultation and meeting us and just kind of feeling our vibe.
Who's your ideal client avatar?
Ideal client, single family homes, because
Single-family
they
homes.
want to spend the money on their homes because they're going to live in it. We don't like working with investors. I've only had a good experience with one investor, and that is because he has a heart, honestly. Like, he doesn't want to BS. He doesn't want to use the BS materials or the cheap materials. No, he wants it done the right way, and he constantly keeps on hiring us, even though he's not making that much of a profit on like his investment property, just because he is hiring us, so he's getting like the higher quote. He likes us because he doesn't have to be on top of us. He doesn't have to be at the job site. We could be at the job site. We're getting the job done, and he doesn't have to worry about us cutting corners. He knows we do the job right. He knows we pick the best materials, and he knows we're not going to screw him over. And I think that's the biggest thing and why he keeps calling us. So yeah, I don't like working with a lot of investors, not a lot of developers. Nothing wrong with them, but a lot of them just look at numbers, and we cannot be your construction company if you just look at numbers, because we're not going to buy the cheapest material. And realistically, that's the only place in a development or investment where you could cut some cost money is the construction material, and it's the contractor that you're using and whoever else you're using. But in anything else, you cannot cut costs with investment or developing or anything else. But like single family home residents that they own their home and they're not really looking to move anytime soon, those are our ideal clients, realistically, because they don't really mind paying the money, especially if they're going to renovate their bathroom. I mean, you're using it and it's going to last you a long time. It's not like it's just going to last you 5 years and then you have to get another one. No, it's going to last you a pretty nice time. Probably it's going to last you it's going to last you until you sell this house and then buy a new one realistically. And then the new owner has to just redo that bathroom probably. But
so to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from hearing what you said, it sounds like the real return on the investment is a quality product and not a flip.
for me, yes. For our company, yes.
Right. So like
Yes.
that's how you would sell it to whoever your ideal client
Yes.
is. It's like, look, we're not in the business of fixing and flipping.
Yeah.
We're in the business of
Giving you a
creating
quality
real,
product.
yeah,
A product that's going to last.
and you can live in.
Yes, exactly. A product that's going to be efficient, a product that's going to be sealed, a product that you are not going to have to touch for possibly 10 plus years. And with some things like I respect everyone's hustle, but I don't get builders because a lot of builders or investors will cut corners or will use the cheapest material. And then a lot of builders give out like a 10-year warranty on their build, but they're not using good material to even give that warranty out. So wouldn't you rather use quality materials and give that 10-year warranty, so then you don't even have to come back? Like you know you're not getting a call back because you know you did the right thing, like in every detail, like from the house, from like the silicone, like whatever, from every detail. You don't have to, you're not getting a call back like, hey, this is leaking, or hey, structures fail. Like, you know, you're not getting a call back because you put the work in basically. But everyone just cares about their profit margins.
Which is important in running any
It
business.
is important, but you're also
the-
screwing someone at the end of the day.
Well,
The person that lives in that person that's getting that house.
Well, I mean, I think it's a balance, right? It's like we need to make sure that we have profit margins, because then we can't grow as a business. We can't help more other people,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, we can't turn those profit margins into greed.
Exactly.
I think that's where the disconnect happens.
Yeah.
And that's when you start cutting quarters and really like burning bridges and stuff.
Yeah. Well, also another thing about like cutting corners, a lot of builders cut corners and they don't know they're cutting corners because they're
They're
not the
just not
student.
knowledgeable?
Exactly. They're not the student of construction. So they don't know they're cutting corners. A lot of times I talk to builders and I bring up a product and they are clueless. They don't know what I'm talking about. One time I brought up waterproofing for a bathroom. Clueless, did not know what I was talking about. And this builder has built like $1 million condos. And I was like, okay then. And it wasn't the first builder either.
Really?
Yeah. That's what really opened up my eye. And I'm like, yeah, people are in the construction industry and they just do not care about quality. And I feel like you can build with quality and still have a margin. You're just going to have to sell it for more. And yeah.
I think it's fine to sell it for more, because at the end of the day, you're not selling the fact of, well, you're now going to be able to flip this house for X amount.
Yeah.
You're selling the fact of now you have a quality home to live in, to raise your family in.
And you don't have to worry about renovating it for how many X years,
15, 20
realistically.
years, yeah.
Or even longer, depending on the build, like
Sure.
I said. So it's like, but I also feel like a lot of people like the quick and cheap.
Yeah.
So then
There's a market for that.
Yeah, there's a big market for that. Realistically, everyone wants it quick, everyone wants it cheap, or everyone wants it quick and everyone wants quality. But those two don't go together. You're either getting the quality or you're getting the quick. You know?
Yeah, or you can. So what is it? There's like three, right? It's quick, cheap, and quality.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you could have two, but you can't have all three.
You can't have all three.
Yeah.
You really can't. And you can never have cheap and quality. I'm sorry.
You could have
you can
have cheap
like,
and quality, but it's not fast.
yeah, exactly. It's not going to be.
It'll be a
it's
really
not going to be
long time.
fast at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I said, a lot of people like it quick and cheap, and a lot of people don't know the difference between qualities, like the difference between products. So then they can't sit here and say, "Oh, this was a bad build," or "Oh, this was like a cheap build," or "This was like,"
time will
they
tell.
just see a house. Yeah, time will tell, but then they get like after like 5 years, say, or after sometimes 2 years. Like I've walked into flippers' houses like that homeowners just bought, maybe after 2 months, and they're already calling me for a leak.
No, jeez.
A lot of times actually. And I'm like, the first question, I'm like, did you buy this from a flipper? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, sorry. I was like, don't mean to be like the barrier of bad news, but if you're already getting a leak, wait for like 10 more, honestly, to come. And just saying that, like, very honest to them. And they were like, yeah, we didn't know. Like, we didn't know the difference. And our inspector said everything was fine and this and that. I was like, well, sometimes the inspector can't see, like, in between walls either. So, but yeah, we do get a lot of calls from flippers, from like homeowners that bought from flippers. Yeah.
That's pretty
Because a
cool.
lot of flippers actually.
I would highlight that in
So
your
actually,
social because I don't see that.
so actually, oh, I should highlight that. I go to so many clients that, oh, we just bought this from a flipper. We have a leak.
Pro
Or,
tip: try to get them on camera too, saying that.
yeah, especially stand-up showers because people do not
Yes.
know waterproofing.
Yeah.
Literally, people don't know waterproofing, or people don't know how to build a shower pan for the stand-up shower the correct way. So that's the first thing that's leaking, and that's leaking through your shower pan, through your tile that's on the shower pan if there's any, the shower pan itself, and then the wooden joists underneath, like the framing underneath that shower, and then the sheetrock for like the first floor if it's on a second floor. And then, sorry, I just spit. But like, yeah, so all that, and then you have to rip out your shower pan. You have to rip out the first 2 or 3 courses in your stand-up shower to even remove the shower pan. You have to redo that, and then you have to patch the bottom of your sheetrock on the first floor if it was like a second floor bathroom. So you have to do all that, and you just moved into a house, and you have to worry about your mortgage. So it's kind of just annoying. It's a very inconvenient, and that's why I really don't love the practice of fix and flip, especially when the investors don't know anything about
So you
construction.
wouldn't do any fix and flips?
No, I really wouldn't, unless there could be a profit margin, but with how we build, I don't think there can be realistically.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But, or it just wouldn't make sense. Like, I would rather just hold it and get passive income realistically.
How did you? Because I feel like subs are a huge proponent in making
Oh, yeah, and even
quality
growing.
GC. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. How did you build that network of good subs that you can trust?
So realistically, we're still building the network of good subs.
Of course.
Yeah, because a lot of them either don't know how to communicate properly, and I just that does
Is it like a language barrier, or is it like just communication
it's like
skills?
communicate. It's like just like with specific people. Like, I'm like, okay, like just send me your quote for this, and then they have the pictures, they have the dimensions, they have everything, and they're just like, okay, I'll send it to you by like tomorrow, and they never send it to me. And then
That's annoying.
yeah, and then I just like, in a very nice way, I'm just like, hey, I never got your quote. I was like, but like, don't worry about it. I was like, because
I got someone else.
I also gave the client, like, I told them I'm gonna give them the quote by this day, but you didn't even get back to me by the next day that you claimed you were. So now the client thinks I'm the one lying to them, not you. So then it's just on to the next sub, really. That's one thing, communication. Then another thing is quality. A lot of people cut corners. And like I said, a lot of people cut corners because they don't know any better. They don't educate themselves, realistically. They just keep doing on what keeps working with them.
How do you know if a sub is cutting corners? Like,
You
how
have
do
to be there.
You're just there all
You
the time
have to
with
be
them?
at the job, yeah.
It's kind of like babysitting.
Yeah, you have to. So as a GC, it's like you're kind of project manager in a sense until you hire your own project manager. You have to be there. You have to just see that everything is moving smoothly. And that's also another thing. Like, a lot of builders or investors will claim that they're the project manager or they're the GC, but they don't even know what they're looking for. So it's like, how can you be the GC or the project manager of this exact project when you don't even know what's going on, you know? I never got that.
Because you need to know, like,
You need to understand almost everything
the
in a
subs
construction
job,
build.
yeah.
And like how to do this correctly and what's this, like what's up to code. You have to know all of that
have you ever
stuff.
called someone out and be like, no, that's not right? And they'll be like, oh, I'm the professional sub here. And you'd be like, no, like, that's not.
Oh yeah, all the time. I will call you out very nicely, especially if you're on my job site. Well, me and my partner's job site, because I'm not gonna just hold my tongue and then the quality is bad, and that just goes against my company, like our company. So yeah, I will call you out very fastly. I even call out investors and builders in a very nice way, though. I'm not blunt, and I'm not in like a mean attitude way. No, I'm just like really nice with it. You wouldn't even believe I've I've went to so many consultations for like these investor gurus, like the big investors on
Here in Jersey?
Instagram. Yeah, that are
Okay.
like, oh, like I have this many properties, and you should get into fix and flips. And I gave them so many quotes where they're like, oh, that's out of budget, or on like structural things, like a structural thing they want us to come out and redo, and they're like, well, we just want it to look okay, like, you know. I was like, well, it could either look okay or it's going to be structurally sound, right? It's like it could also look structurally sound and it's going to look okay, like both ways. I was like, but the structure part is the more important, especially if you have a tenant. If you say you have like the concrete stairs that are like almost in a lot of houses, you know, like the yeah. One of them was just not structurally sound. Like it was just crumbling apart. And that's very normal for concrete, especially because it's porous, it drinks water. And it's time to go. It was probably 50 years old, these staircases. And it was a big investor, I would say. And gave her the quote and she was like, oh no, this is like, it's way too much, like I don't need it to look pretty. I was like, this is not for it to just look pretty. I was like, I can make it look ugly. Like I didn't say that, but I'm making it structurally sound so your tenants don't fall and sue you. Like, and that's another thing people don't think of. Like, your lawsuit's gonna be way more than the quote I just gave you. And if you also go with me, you're just gonna be one and done. You don't have to get your handyman to come back 20 times to repair it, you know? But I feel like a lot of people don't get that. And it's kind of sad that, like, in the camera, the investors look like they're doing so good and like they care about their properties, you know? But then when you actually meet them in person and actually give them a quote, you kind of see their true colors. Yeah. And it's like you could get fooled very easily.
On social? Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very easily. I've went to so many investors like buildings and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, honestly, like that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, if you're a builder or an investor and
you don't match the brand that
yeah,
you're
and you're
portraying.
claiming that you sell quality and you build quality, but then I even just pass by a job site or I see a job site and it's like, no, you don't. Please, like, just stop claiming that. Just
So
say
you already got the nose for it. Like, I could just sniff it and
yeah, just
something's
say
off.
you're building, you know? Like, don't throw out, oh, it's a quality build. No, it's not. And that's also another reason why I can't really be a realtor. I can't sell you a bad house, especially if I've seen what materials that builder has used and that builder wants me to put it's a quality build. It goes against my religion, basically. I cannot do that. And I think that's why I'm not a great realtor, honestly. I don't do many sales because I am not going to sell you a house that's not worth it for $200,000 more just because someone said it's a quality build, you know? I'm not doing that. I have a heart. I will say that. I have a heart when it comes to selling you a home. I'm not going to screw you over realistically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is the biggest struggle you're facing right now with your business?
The biggest struggle realistically is kind of separating, I would say, clients that actually care about quality from the ones that just want the lipstick on the pig.
That's hard.
It's hard because you don't know until you go to the consultation and you talk to them.
Oh, you're talking about new clients coming in.
Yeah,
not,
I'm talking.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm talking about new clients coming in where they actually appreciate quality and they want like quality and they'll pay for it. They're not just like gonna nickel and dime you, you know. So I think that's the hardest thing in the construction company right now. Just finding new clients that care about quality builds and they know that the quality build is going to cost them a little more than, you know, your local handyman. Because I feel like a lot of people this is what a lot of people do. They'll contact like 5 or 6 contractors and there'll be like 2 handymen like in that list. Obviously, the handymen are going to be less.
Cheapest.
1, they have less overhead. 2, they usually aren't driving like the nicest company truck, right? 3, a lot of times they don't have a crew. Yeah, exactly. And 4, a lot of them don't even take it as a business. They just take it as a side gig. I'm making extra money on the side. And 4, a lot of them, like I said, don't know better. They're cutting corners. They're using not the best materials on your job. And a lot of people pick out quotes between like 5 people from just the lowest quote. They're like, oh, you're too much. Oh, well, why am I going to pay 30,000 when I can pay like 12,000, you know? I mean, and it's like, well, in construction, you're not going to get the same thing for $12,000 that you are for $30,000. It's not a shirt that you're buying, right? It's the quality, it's the craftsmanship, it's the customer service, it's the products that they're using. You can't just compare contractors with the price that they're quoting you for the same job, because you're not going to get the same service and you're not going to get the same finish on the project.
But they don't know that.
But they don't know that. And I think that's the biggest thing, that they don't know that you're not going to get the same finish. But they still go with the $12,000 expecting the $30,000 finish.
I have this conversation with a lot of people.
I think that's the hardest thing to like.
So I have the solution, if that helps.
Well,
or at least
marketing.
This is so it's not marketing, it's actually branding.
Okay.
Right? And I'll explain the difference
That
in a
makes
minute.
sense, though.
But yeah, I've had this conversation with so many people, and it's the hardest thing to get a sale, or the thing that converts the most sale, is just knowledge acquired.
Yes.
Right? If I can explain to you, Nourine, look,
Yes.
these are the facts. These are the trends. This is what's happening. If you do this, if you do X, Y will happen. It's
Yes.
not even a question. Like, we've done it
Like, it's
multiple times.
proven.
It's already proven. People can back it up. We have case studies. We have testimonials. Like, this is what it is. Now that you have all the information, you can make a more informed decision. If you decide to go with someone lesser, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But just know that you knew what you're
walking
walking into now.
So we actually do that in consultations, and during our consultations.
It needs to be before the consultation. It needs to be on your
needs to be,
social
like,
media.
yeah.
So like what I would recommend to you,
Like, they're coming to us knowing
they already
that
know.
brand.
They already know that you're more expensive than
Yeah.
everyone else, but they also know what they're getting for that. Not only that, they're seeing social proof of other people, other homeowners that are like, one, backing you up because
Yeah.
like, look, I went to 5 people. Nourine was the highest priced one,
Yeah.
but we knew for a fact just from seeing her social media posts that she was the best one for the job. So we were willing to pay her the extra because we knew
what we were getting.
gonna get.
It's really an investment what contractor you're picking, because you also have to think about it. Like, if
Not just that, but it also matters the client too. Because
Yeah.
if I'm a fix and flipper, I'm obviously not going to want to work with
Yeah,
you because
well, yeah,
I want to like maximize my profit.
So that's actually what I tell them very nicely. And like when I first talk to them, I'm like, yeah, I have a construction company. They're like, oh, maybe we could work sometime. And that's the first thing I say. I'm like, I'm not going to be your cheapest quote. I might not be your highest quote, but I'm not going to be your cheapest quote. And if that's what you're looking for, we can't work together. Like, unfortunately, but
I want to see that more plastered on
I
your
want to
social.
save both of our times, you
Yeah.
know, because I like, respectfully, you're not going to hurt my feelings for not picking me as a contractor, you know. We can't work with each other. We're not compatible in that way, you know, and like what your needs are right now.
What is stopping you from creating video posts, reels,
Yeah.
explaining these exact conversations that you're having with real people already?
I will tell you right now, I am slacking as a business owner.
No.
Like, honestly, like I am slacking. I always tell myself like I need to do like more videos, and I think
Is it an accountability thing?
no. So I'm actually really good at keeping myself accountable. Like, every day I will like beat myself up. Like, if I didn't do
Don't
something.
beat yourself up.
No, like mentally, like I'm like, come on, Nourine, like I said I was gonna do this and I didn't do it. And that's really more towards the social media thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like it's either like we're kind of busy, and these are excuses, and I already know it, but especially on the job site with smaller jobs, it's just me and my partner doing it, but we do have a crew when it's needed. But for the smaller jobs where only one person can fit in the room, it's usually just us two. And for those jobs, it's very hard to stop, turn on the camera, and then go back to doing what I have to do. But I've learned to get better at it. I'll just set up the camera and then go do it, and then forget the camera's even there.
Yeah.
Or honestly, I'm going to throw him under the bus. I will stop what I'm doing to like make a video about what we're doing, or like, oh, don't you want to take a video? Like, talking to my partner.
I love
and
that.
he'll be like, no, you're wasting time right now, and we have to get to work. I'm like, I'm not wasting time. I was like, because at the end of this project, you're going to ask me, do you have any videos that you took? So I'm like, if you just take the 10 minutes or 5 minutes out of this job, right, and just do the video, either you or me, myself, we're going to end up gaining from it at the end, right? And that's like my biggest thing. And that's why it's like,
But you also, okay, so here's the thing, right? So like this is what I always tell people is like factor your own salary, right?
yeah.
And so that way you understand what your hour is worth to you, because everybody's hour is worth differently,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So if you can outsource someone cheaper than what you're worth hourly,
Yeah.
outsource it.
I think I definitely can.
But you see what I'm saying though?
That's like, that makes sense.
You now you utilize that
Now
hour
I'm still doing the work, but then I'm still getting both done.
and you're still making the spread.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, but because you're maximizing it, now you can focus on other things that'll leverage your time even more, which will allow your net worth to be even more per hour to put more money towards other people. It's kind of like subs.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I had this conversation with someone else.
You're doing less of the busy work, we'll say.
Yeah.
Even though media is not the busy, but you're doing less of it.
Marketing is busy work.
Yeah, the thing is with me, I like being hands-on with the marketing because I like marketing too. Like I like taking videos. I like taking the photos, but I also know I can't be doing 5 things at a time.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's like admitting that and like, okay.
It's like the first step.
Yeah, it's like, here you go. Just do the camera. Say I was helping or something.
Like here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing is like, because and it took me years to really break this down in my head mentally to really understand. And it's like, here's how we provide value to people, right? It's one strategy. It's understanding like, who even are you?
Yeah.
What do you do? Who do you do it for? Why do you do it? What is the value that you even bring to the table?
Yeah.
Right? Then after you understand that, it's okay, now how do we take all that information and how do we organize that into a way to make videos? That's the pre-production.
Yeah.
Then it's the filming, then it's the editing,
Yeah.
and then it's the managing of it. It's the upkeep, it's the posting.
It's the consistency.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is the hardest part, realistically.
Really? I would differ. I would say the strategy and the pre-production is the hardest.
For me, it's the consistency. Just because also I think I just like you said, I kind of force my partner like be in like the social media. So I'm just like, come on, like I'm waiting for you. Like push it. Like, you know.
So you know what I learned? And I learned this at a very young age. And I thankfully I took this to heart.
For yourself.
If you find yourself waiting for anyone,
you're never gonna do it.
Messed up.
I know. I tell myself this all the time. I even tell him this, and I'm just like, stop making me wait for you. I will do the videos myself. You know.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I
would highly suggest look and if
Sorry. I even told him, I was like, we need to make a video together. Like, I was like, even if it's just this one video of introducing ourselves, like, who the heck is PCNL? You know, they see me sometimes, they see you sometimes. I want us talking to the camera.
This is what I would do. Okay.
And kind of like explaining.
This is exciting. I love this stuff.
Explaining, like, as a company, who we are and, like, the quality build part, like our branding, basically.
Here's what I would do if I were you. Okay.
Secretly record him.
No. Actively, like, let him know you're recording, but like while he's working, while his mind is processing something else, right? If it's, let's just say he's putting some tile in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay. You just walk up to him with the camera. You say, "Hey, is it? How do you call him? Hassam?
Hassam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Hassam. What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
He'd probably be like, "I'm doing tile. Get out of here." And,
I was about to say that. That's the answer I'm gonna get.
But then be like, "Okay, great. Like, where did you get the tile from?
Yeah.
Or like, why are you putting the tile like this, or like versus like this?" And then because he's already focused on just doing the work,
gonna do it.
He'll just say it, and he's like, "Well, the reason I'm," and it's the same way like he's sitting down with you when you first started, and he was breaking it down detail by detail. He'd be doing the same thing, but on camera for millions of people to see.
Exactly.
And that's how like people, because when you say stand here, look directly at my camera,
that's awkward.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, that's awkward. That's awkward. So actually, he likes explaining to anybody. Like if he came today and you asked him a question about construction, he would be sitting there talking for hours, explaining to you how to do it. But once it comes to the camera, I'm like, just pretend it's not even there. Like,
but it's hard when it's
pretend you're talking to
you.
me. Pretend you're explaining this thing to me. You know, like. But it's harder when it's not, when it's in front of you. And I'm actually very much less nervous than I thought. I'm not even nervous at all. My cheeks would have been like
because
the reddest. Yeah, we've already had the conversation, and it's like you just have some lights there.
Yeah, it's really just
we're at a cafe with like some really bright lights.
It's just really sunny outside.
Just really sunny, yeah.
But yes, I mean, look, I'm a huge proponent of people
And he loves explaining, and that's why I'm like, and he loves teaching things, and I'm just like,
So
well,
capture
don't you
that.
want to teach to like a million,
Don't
thousand
even say that.
people?
Just pull out the phone and
yeah,
start recording.
and just I'll try doing that.
Start recording.
But I want to record a job that should be starting next week, and it's like kind of a more boring job. It's we're power washing a warehouse at 13,000 square feet, and then we're painting
just
it.
power washing. Nice.
Power washing and painting it.
Okay.
So this job is actually just going to be us two, because we're going to have a power washer and then we're going to have a paint sprayer, and only one person can hold that. So like, it doesn't make sense to invite the whole crew.
Right.
But I want to record that because I want to record the before and then like the during and then the after, and then that'll be like stepping into like having social media with
Yeah,
a
I mean,
job, you know?
so like the way my mind is already moved. Like, first off, how long is this job? How long will it
Should
take?
take a week.
A week.
Yeah.
Oh wow, to power wash and paint.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You think longer or you think shorter?
Shorter. I was thinking in one day.
It's 13,000 square feet.
Oh, I'm thinking like.
Oh no, it's 13,000 square feet.
Oh,
it's
holy
like
moly.
more than a football yard.
Got it.
And it's just gonna be us two.
Got it. Okay, so that makes
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna
fine.
be a
Okay.
week.
I'm thinking like a corner.
Yeah, no, it's a long.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is the way my mind works. It's like if you're going out there for a whole week, I would first off, people love going on journeys with people.
Yeah,
right?
like vlogging.
So yeah, so like
I think I do that a lot, but
do something super short. Be like, hey
Yeah.
guys, this is the first day of 7. We're gonna power wash this whole place. We're
Yeah.
gonna paint it. It's gonna look phenomenal. Boom. This is what we're doing. Cut.
Yeah.
That's one reel right there.
Yeah.
Right? Now when your
The
husband's
second,
husband's doing the stuff, ask him a question.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you spraying left and
Or
right
if
instead
I'm
of up and
doing
down?
it.
Or if you're doing it, sure. If you want to, honestly, that might not be worse because
I
he could
do
just
a
film you.
lot. Yeah, I do a lot of these things.
But the
Realistically,
main thing is
But
asking the questions.
So he doesn't like videotaping
questions?
me. No, he doesn't like.
So then you have to find someone. You have to
Exactly.
find
I
someone
told him
else.
that. I was like, I will hire a personal assistant because you suck at videotaping me at doing anything. And I like explaining. Like, I'll even
But
just.
he likes explaining too.
He does, but like, I'm more like fine with saying it on a camera. So I will just like talk about it for like, I'll just get to the point with it. And I'm kind of better, I'll say, to not dumb it down, but make it a little easier, because there's a lot of construction terms that are like,
Oh, yeah,
what
jargon.
that, yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What does that mean?
Wait, I
you
just want
know,
to make sure we're good on. Hey
Yeah.
guys.
if you want, we could stop it.
No,
that
you're
was
good.
like enough.
Hey guys, I just want to do a quick time check.
No, it's fine.
Oh, we're good. We got 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah. This kind of makes me want to make my own podcast now.
You should, or just use us.
So I actually do want to get into speaking. I'm not the best at speaking, just because I'm a shy person. It doesn't come off as that, but I'm a shy, nervous like person. Yeah. So I do want to start getting into like public speaking, especially with the women and like construction
awesome.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to work on my speaking. So podcasts, I feel like it's a little less intimidating than looking at 400 people just staring at you. So I just want to start talking, because I feel like I stumble a lot on my words. And I feel like if I do
heard that
this,
since.
oh really? I feel like if I do this like constantly, then I'll be a little bit better.
I think you've been communicating perfectly. I haven't
Thank
heard
you.
any.
I appreciate that.
But like seriously, you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
we're just having a
I
conversation.
think it's in my head, but yeah.
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 It's when we put pressure on ourselves to try to perform that everything
Then you're
starts
stumbling.
to like,
Yeah. Oh, you should see me trying to take a reel, like forcing myself to take a reel. Not forcing myself, but
But going
I-
against the current.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not like I know the camera stands right here and I'm just looking at the camera stand. Not like somebody just
even look at the
recording
camera.
while I'm talking.
You know what helps though is having a human being behind that camera asking you the
As-
questions.
Yeah, exactly. So I even said that. I was like, I think like I'm thankful that you're asking the questions, because at least I have something to answer to. You know, like
You have a lot of knowledge.
yeah,
It's
thank
just
you.
you need someone to
I
like
need someone to ask
take it
it,
out,
you know,
yeah.
because I'm not gonna randomly start talking about construction, like especially if like I don't know, maybe you're not even interested in it, but at least you're asking me the questions, and I know where it's going now, like because construction can take me into a million like places.
I saw.
Yeah.
So that's also my job as a
That's-
host is like to try
to
to like
direct
navigate.
me back. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I will literally go into a million
I
different
saw you
directions.
talking about like pans.
Yeah,
and then you're
like
digging into a
something
pan, and
else,
I'm
and
like,
you're
wow,
just
she
like,
must have like
wait,
PTSD
yeah,
of like digging up
literally.
a pan.
What the heck? Yeah, because we always do it.
Yeah.
We always get called for Leaky shower, stand-up shower pans. Always. That's
interesting.
like the number
Just because
one
nobody knows
thing.
waterproofing.
People don't know, or they don't even know how to install a pan correctly.
Do a series on it.
I should.
Do an Instagram
I was
series?
actually going to, but I didn't.
Okay,
But
so this is because I just
Yeah, we just
I want
keep
you to
going
start
back
making
to the
videos.
same
No,
thing.
I just want you to start making videos. So like I want to give you ideas that you can
Yeah.
take, because like the point of us having this conversation is not to be like, hey, hi, how are you? Okay,
Yeah.
bye. That's pointless to me.
Yeah.
I like progress. I like if we both leave here with something, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, like I'm already thinking, I'm like, yo, like you're cool. I think this other developer's cool.
Yeah.
He's also Egyptian, which I
Oh.
think is pretty. I don't know how like you guys feel about like the same, but like anytime I see another Puerto Rican doing what I'm doing, I just for some reason we just connect more or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know.
So at least from what I've noticed with Egyptians, we don't like working with each other.
Really?
I really don't like working with a lot of Egyptians because
Why?
a lot of Egyptians will try to like scheme you because they try to get the lowest cost on everything. That's not all of them, but so many of them in this business, they're trying to get the
the
cheapest
guy that
thing,
I'm
and they're
thinking
trying to. I
He's
mean,
such a beautiful soul.
is he younger? No.
I think he might be like 10 years older than me.
Oh,
Or
but
close to it. I
yeah,
don't know.
but, like-
he's a genuinely good-hearted person. Like
Yeah.
he cares about people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
that's good though because there's not a lot of them.
it's but
Yeah,
the
there's
thing
not
is-
a lot of them in any like culture.
But the thing is, I feel like you're the same way,
Thank you.
and
I would
feel,
say that, but I'm humble. I wouldn't like just come out
Of course
it,
not,
you know.
because you have taken away your ego
yeah,
already,
yeah.
right?
Oh, from the beginning, I had to. I wasn't gonna get anywhere.
I mean, that's. But
I was
this
just gonna be at job sites fighting with clients.
Of course, yeah.
Like if I
It's-
didn't let my ego go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like. I also feel like it's, and I hear this from another one of my clients. He's like, your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
true.
like, dude, like I've been trying to just communicate that I'm a good person and
Yeah.
I don't have an ego. I just want to build connections and like learn from
and, like,
people.
grow.
And everyone that I'm coming into contact with is just cool people.
Yeah.
Like I have yet to come in contact with a person that I'm just like, oh, I don't want to work with this person. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And even if it does, I'll be like, okay, that's
Okay,
not the type of
but-
person.
yeah, that's not the
and
type
it's
of person I
so
wanna
far
work
and
with.
few in between that it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. Like I'm meeting like cool people.
Yeah.
And I just okay. I'm getting off track. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do, because
Okay.
it takes creating content. It's you have to take steps.
Yeah, it's
okay?
another job. You have to think of the
Yes,
idea, how to do
but
it.
there's ways to consolidate it so that way
Yeah.
it doesn't take time
Too much
away
time.
from you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I would do. I would if you're about to go to sleep or just woken up or on a long drive and you get an idea and inspiration strikes, I would find a place, whether it be a notebook.
Oh, I do that already.
For content ideas.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
I'm-
Awesome.
yeah.
But
I'm
it
like-
doesn't stop there.
I'm so random. Like I'll be driving in the car with my husband. Oh my god, this
That's a
video
great idea.
sounds amazing. I
Yes.
literally write it down
just dump it
or
down
text
somewhere.
me. Yeah, and then I'll put it in my notes. I already
then
do
the
that.
next step-
I just don't do it.
The next step is looking back at it.
and making the
well,
content.
not just making it, but also scheduling it. Because if
Yeah.
it's not in my calendar,
Oh,
it doesn't
same-
exist.
Same here.
And so like what I would do is like if I have a job site, right, and just be like three reels. And then
Yeah.
I'll already know and then refer back to the reels to be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my idea I had in the car, this is the idea I had, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right? So that way when you're already at the site, you're already like in the motion
Thinking
of like,
about it.
okay, cool.
I have to do these.
But the best way to do it is like after you come up with the real topic, come up with questions of like come up with the answers that you want to say, and then come up with questions to prompt yourself to give those answers for
like
that
the
project.
person, I guess, taking the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, or even if it's on a tripod, who cares? Just ask the question to yourself. Be like, hey, Nourine, why are you doing this the way you're doing it? And then you can be like, well, the reason I'm
As
doing
to
it,
myself.
it doesn't matter.
That I will be the only creator doing that
No way.
content.
No,
I think
do
so.
it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. If I have nobody here and I have to shoot stuff by myself, I can't just prompt myself to give an answer.
Oh,
I
but
have
then you
to
just show
ask-
the answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying do the reel and show the question and the answer.
So-
Sorry.
So, the way to combat that is you have to restate the question in the answer. So Nourine,
makes so much sense.
What color is the sky? You're not just gonna say blue.
Yeah,
Because if
the
I just
sky
cut
is,
you,
yeah.
the sky is blue.
This color.
Exactly.
That's actually smart.
You're
I think
welcome.
that'll help me a lot. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
Okay, I
you.
really want you to take that because like I want you to leave with value. Like
Yeah.
anytime anyone, so like I met this other creative and she said something to me that really stuck out, and she said I was like, what is your purpose in life? Like, why do you even exist?
Yeah.
Right? Like a deep question,
yeah.
right? And she was like, well, I kind of came to the conclusion that any interaction I make, I just want to leave it a little bit better than how it was.
Yeah.
If I can do that, I'll die happy. And I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Right. I truly love that because it opens up like a little window to your soul on who you are as a
like
person.
open up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
and
same
also,
way with like construction.
What do
Like
you mean?
I'll educate you in construction.
I would
like,
hope
and
so.
I'll leave that as a footprint. Like,
yeah, I would hope so. I'd be like, wow,
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna do
Like,
this. Like I
yeah.
did these floors by myself, and they started lifting. Luckily, my boy came through,
okay.
and he was like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing.
I know.
But he came through, he fixed it. I was like, you're a legend.
Yeah. So actually, a lot of people install vinyl flooring very wrong.
So
And
apparently,
they
you're
start
supposed to
either-
let it set it. You're supposed to leave it sitting for a week to acclimate, to adjust.
Yeah,
to,
because everything
because the
settles.
wood expands and
yeah,
I
so-
didn't know that.
so
I just
actually-
bought it and started.
So actually, a lot of people don't know that your house naturally settles
Yes.
or just moves. A lot of people are like, "My house moves." I'm like, "No, don't worry. Like that's normal. Like your
Yeah,
house
there's-
needs to
there's
move.
ground
It's
on it.
concrete.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your concrete foundation is under gravel, but then that gravel is sitting on dirt.
Yeah.
It's gonna settle. Obviously, it's not gonna settle like where your whole foundation is cracking, but it's moving and it's natural to move. And actually, if it has space to move, that's better because it won't crack. But yeah, that's another topic.
But like these are the things
Yeah,
that
these are, like,
if
the
you
little
can inform
things.
people, it creates massive amounts of value.
Well, the
because
thing is, I do a lot on my story, and that's where I go wrong because my story
Story's
expires
super
after
important.
24 hours.
story's super important, but like
I get a lot of interactions like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Like, and I enjoy that. I enjoy educating people on construction because I want people to know almost everything, so then they're not getting fooled by the next
but you're
contractor.
absolutely right, because when I go on your stories, I feel like I get all this valuable information, and then I go on your page and
and it's like
stops.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's still great. Whatever you have is great.
I know, but
just want more
it's not the
of it.
same. It's like I just need to post my stories as
Honestly.
like reels.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like some stories you can't post, like the wood.
Yeah,
deck thing,
that
like, wouldn't
won't.
make
Yeah,
sense, but, like-
well, yeah, but like the ones where I kind of go in depth explaining other things.
Anytime you're explaining anything, that
I
should be
could
a
just-
reel
yeah.
off rip.
Well,
and
then
then
I-
you post that reel as a story.
Yeah, I mean, I have like 50. Then I'll post it.
Yeah, and then throw it into CapCut. Say
Yeah.
auto generate captions. Delete the CapCut logo at the
At the end.
and then upload it, and then
There
you're
you
good to
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yes, but like, just do it.
Yeah.
Just
I feel
do
like
it.
another thing that holds me back, and this is me thinking too much because I don't care how many like people like my
Interact with
stuff,
it.
but then I do.
Because it
And-
feels good. It's rewarding.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I got at these 50 people that liked it, like to actually learn something.
You want to know why you still care about it? Because you don't post frequently.
Because yeah,
If you post 3 times a day,
I wouldn't even notice.
you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
It's like running a business, right? It's like when we're first starting out, we need every client. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I
But then
need a
now
client.
it's like you're picking your clients.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when you see it, now you're just, because like, there was this one guy that explained something, and he was like, there's 2 types of people in life. And there's one that makes a mistake and feels bad about it. And there's another one that makes a mistake and just learns from it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, yeah, we can make a mistake or just post a crappy reel and nobody
Yeah.
engages and be like, oh, woe is me. Nobody likes me.
Well, I'm not like that, but
no,
yeah.
No. I'm not saying, I'm just bringing it to an extreme.
Yeah.
And then there's,
I'm
you
usually
just-
not like that because I will still post. Like, because at the end of the day, I don't care what you think. Like,
Right.
I'm posting it
But
for
it feels
people.
good when one gets-
It does. It encourages you a little more, especially because I'm already getting no credit for being in this industry as a woman. So like, it like encourages you a little more when other people.
I would challenge you
are
to
kind of
not
like-
say that though,
Why?
because words are powerful.
Yeah, I mean they are.
And
Yeah,
so,
I 1,000% like believe in manifestation and like believing in yourself.
but not just that. It's more so like speaking things into existence.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the same thing, but I said it.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
But like, don't say that no one like gives you credit.
Well, I'm not saying you're right. It's not no one. It's like very few people will.
I wouldn't even say that.
Okay. Everybody gives me credit,
Yeah.
guys.
or everybody will be giving me credit.
Everybody, yeah, I 1,000% think that. I think everyone will give me credit, and I feel like every time I meet like an investor or builder or anyone in real estate, I do leave a mark on them just because without even trying, I just throw some knowledge out there just because we're talking about the construction, and then it kind of just shows them like, oh, like
no, on camera.
I know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
You should have some like a PA or something next to you and record that whole conversation with your clients
With like
when you're dropping knowledge bombs on them.
Oh yeah. But yeah, well then I have to like get them to sign some social media stuff.
5 minutes, 10
Yeah.
minutes. Nice. We still got 10 minutes.
Oh
Okay, cool.
wow. Okay. But yeah,
So,
you're right. Actually, you're right about that.
so
I'm
this is,
actually I like talk about like I'm always telling my partner that I'm like no like like I believe in myself and everyone's going to believe in me like
yeah,
especially
you
like
have
with the
to believe in yourself
confident
before other people do.
exactly
Yeah.
especially like with the confidence I come with all the info I give I feel like everyone like should believe in me. But I also run into actually a lot of guys and females that still have an ego even at an older age.
I mean, I feel like it's more
And
prevalent in older ages.
yeah, especially when they see like you're younger and like the female, like because they won't do
Because they see
this.
you as a threat.
Yeah, they don't see this as my partner, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, I could have did this, but I just, I don't have the time." But then they're watching us the whole time. I'm just like, it's okay. Like I'm not gonna say anything, but my partner even has like caught up to it because a lot of times he won't even notice, and I'm the
She
one.
catches stuff all the time that I'm so
Yeah, and I'm the
oblivious
one to
to.
bring it up, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." But now he's like, kind of looking at it. He's like, "Oh, he's like, they did that." I was like, "Oh, I know they did that." And actually, one family friend that we did a job for did that to him, and I just laughed when I realized it was happening. And like after we walked away, he was like, he was just talking to you the whole time. Like I wasn't, like I didn't even exist. I was like, that's literally like the
How I feel
story
all the
of
time.
my life, day to day, what I have to deal with. I was like, thank God that you felt it for once.
Nice.
He was like, yeah. He was like, I was just invisible. I was like, yep. Until
so
you have
funny.
to like, I don't know, prove it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right?
Yeah. I mean, every business is tough. Like everything comes with its pros and cons and hardships. Yeah. I feel like I should be talking to your wife.
I wanted her to be a part of
Like,
this. We can
woman to
we can
woman.
actually set that up
Yeah.
for another. No, I'm so
Like
serious.
our like the hardships we go through.
Just talk about a woman in business.
Yeah, women in business.
women business.
Because it's like kind of like not natural talking it to you. Just because like you don't see it. Like you don't.
I can't connect to some
you
of it,
can't
but I
because
can.
you can understand
empathize.
it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you don't. It like nobody. What's it called? I forgot the word. Nobody treats you that way. So you're not gonna
Well,
like
I've experienced belittlement. And, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess.
100%.
Yeah.
I've more so experienced it like through the minority and like
Older?
no, peers.
Oh, peers.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. I usually
and-
experience it through older. Sometimes actually peers.
So
too.
look, I mean, like, hey, if we're being completely transparent,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like the smartest, nor am I the smartest kid,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, like, sure, like I might say some stuff, and then it'll automatically put me in a position of like complete disregard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
And I was like, all right, that's fine. But it's just because I was a seed in the wrong soil.
Yeah.
I learned that,
You were talking to the wrong people.
yeah, that's all it was. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I learned where the crowd I need to be
Yeah.
in is. And now I talk to like
Everyone.
influential people that are like
Yeah.
actually doing stuff. And they're like,
Yeah.
good job, Mike. Like, keep doing what you're doing. I
Yeah.
appreciate what you're doing. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Like I found, and it just comes to being grounded,
Yeah.
and like and confident, and like I truly feel like I provide people value now.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
know?
after especially what you just told me, you do. I mean,
And same with you.
I feel like you also should post more, but
Oh, so okay, so 100%. But the thing is with me is like we're in a weird growth spurt.
Yeah.
So like we're now like we're maxed out.
you're
We're
posting other people's stuff.
we're too busy posting other people's stuff, and we can't afford to bring on new people, but we
Yeah.
also can't afford. It's like we're in a weird
I understand.
growth spurt.
I know exactly what
But
you're talking about.
we are building infrastructure in place,
Yeah.
and
you just have to
and-
pass
and-
it, and you'll
Yeah,
you'll have
we have to
enough.
like overwork instead
Yeah.
of giving 100%. We kind of have to give like 120%
Yeah.
until we're at a
until
position.
you're at a position where you could like
Outsource
calm
more of
down
it,
a
and
little.
like just
Yeah.
realistically, it's the we need to hire more staff.
Yeah.
For us, and we just can't afford that right now because we still have to pay ourselves.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, and pay your employees. That
But that's
are
what I'm saying.
happening
Like
now.
we need
yeah.
to like we're at a point like where we're getting enough money to like cover everything and make a small profit to like grow the business.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough money to hire anyone else.
Yeah.
And so like it's and if we stop what we're doing, then we lose that, and then we have too many
Yeah.
employees and not enough clients. So like
Yeah.
we're in a weird stuck. But
Yeah.
I already see the light at the end of the
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah. But like you said, putting yourself under pressure, like I do
Oh
this
my
a
God,
lot.
diamonds.
I do this a lot too. Like even if you just start getting more employees now you're thinking, oh well, now I have to pay them. Now I
Yeah.
have to work more. Like I don't even have a choice. Like I have to do this
It's
now.
just also hard when you have kids because you have to build a
Well,
work-life
because you have,
balance. And so
yeah,
like I'm genuinely, it's strategic. Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah. You
strategically
still have to
in
be
this growth
financially
spurt
like, yeah,
because like
smart.
my kids are babies and I
Yeah,
want to be in their lives.
yeah.
So like I'm strategically in this
That
weird
makes
growing pain, but
sense.
it sucks, but it's cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, like we've
it'll be
already,
worth it.
yeah, I mean, I don't want them to be, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and then them be like, you were never there when I was a kid,
Yeah, yeah,
and then get to that stage where they're like, I don't
yeah.
even want you
Exactly.
anymore, and
Like,
then
why
it's
are
a
you trying to connect with me now? Yeah. So that's
exactly.
actually kind of why I don't want to have kids, because I want to raise them. I have like I don't see anything wrong with daycare, but I want to raise them.
No, I
I
don't
want
like
to give
daycare at a
them.
young age.
Yeah,
Daycare's
I don't.
weird.
Yeah, I don't. I want to teach them the morals. Like I want to do everything that I'm thankful for my parents and how they raised me because I'm me today, but I I like realized a lot of things that I don't like, and I want to be a better parent, and I want to be there for them for maybe 10 years of their lives. Like I
Yeah.
want to have that financial freedom where I can be there for them, and I'm the one raising them. I don't need a nanny, I don't need daycare, I don't need whatever, like, it's me. Like possibly my husband too, but
Stop. Yes,
but
your husband's gonna be
might be
involved.
pushing it a little. Well, depending on like how involved or hands on he still is, or how
Mhm.
hands on he still wants to be. But yeah, that's why I'm thankful that we don't have kids, just because I know it would be not a setback, but it would be
It's an
something.
anchor. It's definitely
Yeah,
an
it would
anchor.
be
Slows you
something where
down.
it's like I'm pulling myself from them, or like pulling myself from my business, and I feel like I can't give 100% to both of them at the same time.
Not at the same time, but you can give. So that's what I learned: is you give 100% at a time.
Yeah, well, it's when you're with them,
Right.
then there's no phones, no work. But then when
Exactly.
you're not with them, it's 100% thing.
Work.
But I feel like I can't do that with my kids. Like, I mean, even though like
It's
you
hard.
should, yeah.
It's hard.
Just how like because of how involved I want to be with them, I just feel like I don't want to do
You can be a
that.
soccer mom.
Yeah, I feel like I could be like that soccer mom.
I like
or,
it. Last question.
Yes,
Okay, you ready?
I still would want to do construction though, but yeah, I like
You have
hands-on
like
things.
the concrete in the trunk
like
and
I
stuff.
like bathroom and kitchen remodels. Like I don't want to stop doing it.
What do you want to be remembered for?
What do I want to be remembered for? Sheesh. I want to be remembered for kind of how genuine I am, and how like I I want to help people as much as I can by building them their dream home, or building them their dream bathroom, or whatever it is. But I also want to be remembered as a motivational like speaker, to kind of encourage people to just do whatever you want to do, and just don't judge a book by its cover, because a lot of people meet me and they're like, how do you do construction? Like you probably never picked up a hammer in your life, just
You're
because.
pretty fit.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be, because I'm over here lifting 80-pound concrete bags, or I'm lifting like stairs or whatever I need to lift. So, but no, a lot of people are still like they judge me just by like, oh, I'm like, especially because I in a lot of events I'm wearing a dress and heels. They're like what do you know about construction? So I just want to kind of motivate people to just follow their dreams, follow their passion, and like don't have anybody else stop you from what you love doing. Because if I did that, like my dad did that, basically my mom did that, my brother, like everybody was against me, and I still said no, like this is what I want to do, and I'm still doing it now. So I just feel like you just need to have a dream and just go with it. Like don't care about what anyone says, don't care about like the discriminations, don't care about anything. Just follow what you love doing. And if you have a passion, if you found your passion, because a lot of people don't find their passion, just kind of do it. you know Even though I want to be remembered for like 10 things now, but
That's okay.
yeah, that for right now, that's. And I also want to be remembered as like the great like entrepreneur mom. So
I love that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's like, yeah. So yeah,
Nourine, everybody.
thank you.